to the May 2024 edition of MoneyLetter on Markets. I'm Brian Kelly, publisher of the MoneyLetter, and thanks for joining me. Let's begin the podcast by saying goodbye to tax season. Now that you've filed your taxes or your extension, let's discuss the difference between tax preparation and tax planning. Everyone is familiar with tax preparation. It is the process of preparing and filing tax returns. It generally occurs once a year and involves compiling all the necessary financial information, filling out the appropriate tax forms, and submitting them to the tax authorities by the due date. This goal is compliance, usually done by your CPA, EA, or yourself through an online tax service like TurboTax. Many people are less familiar with tax planning. It is the strategy involved in arranging one's financial affairs to minimize tax liability within the boundaries of the law. It is an ongoing process and requires understanding and anticipating potential tax impacts based on financial decisions. The goal is tax mitigation by identifying planning opportunities, both now and in the future, to keep your lifetime tax liability as low as possible. This is where our sister company, Asset Strategy Advisors, can help. Asset Strategy offers year-round tax planning solutions. It's important to start planning for taxes now rather than waiting for the end of the year. If you want to get ahead of the process and not repeat the mistakes of last year, reach out to schedule a discovery call with Asset Strategy Advisor Bruce Hardy. You can get the ball rolling by sending an email to service@moneyletter.com and write tax planning in the subject field. Next, I'd like to take a look at our featured fund of the month for May. The fund is Hennessy Cornerstone Midcap 30 Investor. The ticker is HFMDX. The ticker again is H as in hotel, F Foxtrot, M Mike, D Delta, and X as in X-ray. The Hennessy Cornerstone Midcap 30 Fund is quantitatively managed and maintains a concentrated portfolio of midcap companies. The fund uses a formula to identify 30 domestic common stocks with the highest one-year price appreciation that also have the following: market capitalization of between 1 and 10 billion, a price-to-sales ratio below 1.5, annual earnings higher than the previous year, and positive stock price appreciation over the past 3 and 6 months. Hennessy Cornerstone Midcap 30 has generally been among the top 60 of MoneyLetter's domestic stock funds over the last 6 or more months. There are 2 familiar fashion names among the top 5 holdings. The biggest holding is Gap at 6.4%, then Abercrombie & Fitch 5.4%, Modine Manufacturing 5.1%, Comfort Systems USA 4.6%, and MCore Group 4.1%. Hennessy Cornerstone Midcap is broadly diversified, holding about 36% in industrials, 23% in consumer discretionary, 20% in energy, with the rest distributed amongst consumer staples, technology, materials, communication services, and financials. As far as recent performance is concerned, it is up 11.8% so far in 2024. It gained 30.8% in 2023. That's about 14% better than the Morningstar category average. The 5-year return annualized is 19.5% per year, about 11% per year above the category average. The fund's 10-year return, also annualized, is 11.3%. Hennessy Cornerstone Midcap 30 Investor is available with no transaction fee on the Fidelity and Schwab platforms. Next, I'd like to continue with this month's MoneyLetter blog. The title is Tips for Selling Your House in 2024. Selling your house in the year 2024 can be frightening. High current interest rates and the potential for cuts by the Fed later this year create uncertainty. If you are selling your house for the first time or need to brush up on how to do so, you've come to the right place. Here are some tips that will guide you through the process of selling your house smoothly. Note that some of these tips are updated as of April 2024. Know when the best time is to sell your house. The COVID-19 pandemic has made selling a home tricky due to the surge in interest rates. In 2023, June was the sweet spot to sell due to a mortgage rate dip. This is expected this year as well. The estimated 30-year fixed interest rates are as follows. 6.6% is the current rate, 6.1% is the Mortgage Bankers Association's projection for the end of 2024, and 5.75% is the bank rate prediction for the end of 2024. Buyers will be eager to bid on homes as rates decrease. Depending on your situation, June once again looks to be a month when selling your house may be easier. Know what the best way is to sell your house. Having a great realtor that will walk you through every step of the selling process will make your life much easier. They will tell you everything from what upgrades you should do to make the listing of your home as attractive as possible. According to the National Association of Realtors, those who sold houses without the help of an agent sold for $95,000 less on average than if they were to have the assistance of an agent. With everything said, you will have to reserve some of the money you got from selling the house for the realtor. Usually the number is between 5 and 6% of the total price, but even that number is uncertain due to a recent ruling. If you want to go the FSBO route, that's for sale by owner, you will have to be responsible for advertising, pricing, and staging. If you know of someone ready to buy your property, then you won't need to hire an agent because most of the work is already taken care of. Make any necessary upgrades or repairs for your house. Before listing your house, you need to make sure that it is in great condition. Look for any issues that would turn off potential buyers. You want to put yourself in the buyer's shoes. Ask yourself if you would buy this home in the condition that it is in. This also applies not just to the interior of your home, but also the exterior. This is called curb appeal, which is how your house looks if you're looking at it from across the street. 97% of realtors believe that this is very important when it comes to attracting a buyer. So whether there are any trees or bushes in the way, or the paint looks worn out, making sure that your house looks nice from the outside is a very important factor in selling your house. Just like buying, selling your house can be a bit of a daunting task. If you keep these tips in mind, selling will be less stressful. We hope that you find these tips helpful. The next item is our world markets, the April returns. And here we'll give you an idea of how the stock market returns stacked up around the globe. As you know, we regularly track 7 indices. Here they are ranked by April returns. The returns do not include dividends. Only 2 of the 7 posted gains for the month. Number 1 was China, the Shanghai Composite, at plus 2.1%. Second was India, the S&P BSE Sensex, that was also positive at 1.1%. Now the negative numbers. Mexico was ranked 3rd, the Bolsa IPC, and that was minus 1.1. Brazil, the Ibovespa, was minus 1.7. Europe, the Euro Stoxx 50 index, was minus 3.2%. Ranked 6th out of 7 was the good old USA, the S&P 500, at minus 4.2% for the month. And last but not least was Japan, which, as you know, has been really hot, so this is not really a surprise. But Japan, the Nikkei 225, was minus 4.9% for the month of April. Keep in mind the soft global returns for April come after a very strong first quarter. For more information on our world markets, see the upcoming May issue of MoneyLetter. And finally, don't forget to check out MoneyLetter's performance for conservative, moderate, and venturesome investors in the upcoming issue, too. In the first quarter, our models were up between 4.4% and 10.4%, depending upon the risk level of the portfolio. Remember, our conservative models typically have less in stock funds and more in fixed income to serve risk-conscious investors. Our moderate and venturesome models are more growth-oriented and are willing to accept additional risk to achieve the growth goal. If you are not currently a subscriber, you can start a MoneyLetter subscription by visiting MoneyLetter.com, click subscribe, or by calling toll-free 800-890-9670. That's MoneyLetter.com, click subscribe, or call 800-890-9670. If you are a first-time subscriber, we have a half-price offer that will allow you to try MoneyLetter for a full year for only $64.50. Call us for more details. That's it for the May edition of MoneyLetter on Markets. Remember, if you have any ideas for this feature, contact us by email at service@moneyletter.com. We appreciate you listening to our podcast and look forward to getting together again with you next month.